With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Hello everyone, let us start with our question. In this question, what is given that there is a uniform rod PQ which is having a length of L and the mass is m is placed in a smooth horizontal surface. Now this is not I, this is L. Okay. Now it is hinged at one of its end and touches the conducting circular loop at the another end. Now the system is subjected to vertical magnetic field B naught. Rod is given angular velocity omega naught about an axis passing through the point P. If t is the time after which the angular velocity becomes half, which is equals to a, this is the time a divided by b, m into r, ln 2. So this r is the resistance, b square, l square. This is l square. Then we need to find the value of a plus b, where a plus b are the smallest integer. Okay, now what is happening? So here we are just rotating this with an angular velocity omega. So what would be the direction of the velocity at any point? We say that direction of velocity would be perpendicular to this because this part is rotating. So it would be acting tangentially. Okay, so this would be the direction of velocity. Now if this is the direction of velocity, okay, magnetic field is going into the paper. What would be the direction of the current? Okay, if we place our or use the right hand rule, so we can get the direction of the current would be in this direction. This would be the direction of current. That means this is our I. Now if this is our I, magnetic field is going into the plane of paper. In which way would be the force acting? Force would be acting in this direction. Okay, from the palm rule we can right hand palm rule we can get the direction of the force. Clearly we can see that angular velocity, it is trying to rotate in this direction. Force is acting on the opposite way. So angular velocity would be reduced because it would be creating a retarding torque. Okay, due to the retarding torque, its angular velocity would be reducing. We need to find and the time is given when the angular velocity becomes half. We need to find what would be the value of a plus b. Now first of all, the EMF which would be generated, we can say that our DE, a small EMF which would be generated, it would be equals to V into B into some small portion. If we take the small portion here, let's say this is our dr, so we can say that it would be V into B into dr. What would be the value of the velocity at this point? For example, this element is at a distance of a small r, so it would be equals to r omega, okay, B into dr. Now to get the value of the EMF, we can just integrate this. If we integrate this from this would be our E from 0 to L. Okay, so this would turn out to be B omega L square divided by 2. Now this magnetic field is B naught. We are representing as B, but this is B naught. Okay. Now this is the EMF. So what would be the current? Current value would be simply EMF divided by the resistance. So B naught omega L square divided by 2 and then R. Let's say this is our equation 1. Now due to this this current, what would be the value of the force? We have seen that it would be a force which would be acting in this. It would be perpendicular to both L and B. So this would be the direction. So force value would be equals to I into B into L. This would be the value of force. Where magnetic field is B naught, so we represent the value as B naught. So I value we know, B naught omega L square divided by 2R. Now B naught and B naught would be multiplied. It would be B naught square, then it would be omega, then it would be L cube divided by twice of R. This would be the value of force. So this force would be acting at the midway. And what would be the torque value? So torque is force multiplied by the distance from the axis of rotation, which would be equals to L by 2. It would be acting at the midway. So if we multiply this, it would be B naught square omega L to the power 4 divided by 4R. This would be the value of torque. Now this would be a negative torque. Why we are saying that it would be opposite to the angular velocity? We can just clearly see that it would be acting in this way, and this omega, it is rotating in this way clockwise, and torque would be created in the counterclockwise. Now we can see that our torque would be equals to I into alpha. Okay, torque we can write I. So what would be the moment of inertia? Moment of inertia about this point. So for the rod, this value, moment of inertia about the end, it is equals to ml square by 3. So we rewrite this as ml square divided by 3, and alpha could be written as d omega divided by dt, and this would be minus B naught square omega L to the power 4 divided by 4R. Now if we bring omega to this side, so omega is brought this side and 2 power would be cancelled for this part. So L square, so 2 power would be cancelled. So we can rewrite this as d omega divided by omega. This would be the on our this left side. This would be equals to minus, then it would be 3 would be multiplied here. So 3 divided by 4, then it would be B naught square omega, then L square divided by, from here it would be M and then R. So M into R, and then dt would be into this side. Now we can integrate this from omega naught to omega naught divided by 2 because angular velocity is reduced. So at t equals to 0, it would be having a velocity omega naught, and at t equals to t, the velocity is omega naught divided by 2. So this would be equals to ln omega, and the limit would be from omega naught to omega naught divided by 2, and this would be minus 3 by 4 b naught square omega L square divided by mr. Now integration of dt would be equals to t in if we put the limit. So here it would be just t. Here what would be the case? So if you put the value of omega as omega naught by 2, so we can just write this. We are just writing here. So it would be ln omega naught divided by 2 divided by omega naught. So this value would be equals to, so we are just writing here, this would be equals to ln 1 divided by 2, which we can write minus ln 2. So we put the result as like this here, minus ln 2. This is equals to minus 3 by 4 b naught square, then omega L square t divided by mr. So the time value would be equals to, if we calculate the value of time value would be equals to 4 times mr ln 2 divided by, we are calculating the value of time, divided by 3 times b square L square. Now if you compare with this value a divided by b, mr ln 2 divided by b square L square, we can just see, if we see, it is a by b, mr ln 2 b square divided by L square. So from there, here we get a value would be equals to 4 and b value would be equals to 3. That means our a plus b would be equals to, this value would be equals to 7. So this is what we need to find. We need to find what is the value of a plus b. This would be equals to 7. Hope you understood the solution. Thank you.
For class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut App today.